What if I told you that how rich you become has less to do with how smart you are, and everything to do with how you think? Because money isn't just math. It's emotion. It's behavior. It's psychology. If you're in your 20s or 30s, building a business, grinding that 9 to 5, or dreaming of financial freedom, this is for you. If you master the psychology of money, you will master your life. Because money is never just about math, it's about mindset. And here's the truth. How you think about money will shape how you earn it, spend it, invest it, and ultimately, how you live. Before we go further, take a second and ask yourself, what do I really want money for? Is it freedom? Security? Status? Adventure? The answer to that question holds more power than any investment strategy you'll ever hear. So if you're serious about building wealth, growing your future, and escaping the financial traps that keep most people stuck, you're in the right place. Like this video, share it with someone you care about, and let's dive into money truths that just might change how you see money forever. There were two men, Ronald Read and Richard Fuscone. Ronald was a janitor. Richard was a high-flying investment banker. Ronald Read lived a modest life, drove a used car, wore ordinary clothes, ate simple meals. When he died in 2014, people were shocked to discover he had amassed over $8 million in savings. He left most of it to charity. Richard Fuscone, on the other hand, had a Harvard degree, worked at Merrill Lynch, and lived in a multi-million-dollar mansion with multiple luxury cars. But in 2008, the financial crisis wiped him out. He went bankrupt. So how does a janitor end up wealthier than a high-profile banker? It's not intelligence. It's not income. It's behavior. This is the first and most important lesson in the psychology of money. How you behave with money is more important than how much you know about it. We assume wealth comes from hard data, spreadsheets, and perfect calculations. But wealth is emotional. It's psychological. It's driven by how patient you can be when the market crashes, how humble you can be when you win, and how disciplined you are when temptation calls. Now here's the part most people miss. Being rich is not the same as being wealthy. Rich is loud. Rich buys the car, the watch, the house. Rich posts on Instagram. Wealth is silent. Wealth is what you don't see. It's the savings, the investments, the money not spent. It's the power to walk away from a job you hate, to take 6 months off when life hits hard, or to invest in your dream when no one else will. You see, wealth is freedom. And freedom is the ultimate goal of money. Let that sink in. The mistake most people make is chasing money just to spend it. But every dollar you don't spend is a seed. A seed that can grow into more freedom, more time, more choices. And that's what truly matters. Think about Warren Buffett. Over 99% of his wealth came after his 50th birthday. Not because of some magical stock pick, but because of something far more powerful. Buffett started investing as a teenager. He's been consistent, patient, and disciplined. His secret weapon? Compound interest. But compound interest only works if you give it time. And most people don't. But because we crave instant results. We live in a now culture. Fast money, quick wins, overnight success. But that mindset kills wealth before it even starts. True wealth isn't built in days. It's built in decades. If you find value in this, like the video, drop a comment saying I choose wealth. Let me tell you about Grace Groner. She worked as a secretary for most of her life. never married, never lived lavishly. She bought $180 worth of Abbott Labs stock in 1935. She held it for 75 years. When she died in 2010, that small investment had grown to over $7 million. She gave it time. Here's the formula. Patience plus consistency plus time equals wealth. But here's where it gets deep. Most of us don't just struggle with money, we struggle with comparison. Social media shows us people traveling, shopping, spending, and we assume they're doing better than us. We feel behind. But what we're seeing is not wealth. It's consumption. Remember this. Spending money is not a sign of success. It's a sign of spending. Let me say that again, louder for the people in the back. Spending money is not a sign of success. It's a sign of spending. So if you want real financial power, stop comparing and start focusing on your own path. Let's talk about luck and risk. Two sides of the same coin. Bill Gates became the richest man on earth largely because he was brilliant, hardworking, and lucky. He attended one of the few schools in the world that had a computer in the 1970s. That gave him a head start no one else had. But for every Bill Gates, there's a Kent Evans, Gates' childhood friend who was just as smart, just as ambitious. Kent died in a mountaineering accident as a teenager. The lesson? Never judge someone's outcome without understanding their journey. Luck plays a bigger role in success than we like to admit. So does risk. But here's the key. You can't control luck. You can control your behavior. So behave in a way that gives luck more time to show up. Invest. Diversify. Be patient. Stay in the game. Speaking of behavior, let's talk about one of the most powerful financial skills you can develop. Contentment. Not complacency. Contentment. It's the ability to say, what I have is enough. I don't need to impress anyone. I don't need to outspend anyone. I'm secure in who I am. That mindset is rare. But it's a superpower. Because the moment you feel like you have enough, you stop making bad money decisions to impress others. You stop chasing what doesn't matter. And you start building real wealth. Let me ask you, would you rather look rich or be rich? Because those two are not the same. If you've been feeling like you're behind, like you're not where you should be financially, take a deep breath. We all start from different places. What matters is that you start today. If you want to know more about luxury, wealth, and lifestyle, my channel has a variety of topics, including personal finance, success tips, and insights into the lives of wealthy individuals aimed at helping you improve your life and achieve your goals. Click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bells, because I dish out valuable information every week. Let's talk about financial independence. It's not about having millions in the bank. It's about having options. Can you take a job because you love it, not because you need it? Can you walk away from toxic work? Can you invest in your passion? That's independence. And it's bought, not with income, but with savings. Morgan Housel said, "Wealth is what you don't see." And it's true. Every time you choose to save instead of spend, you buy yourself a little more freedom. Now, let's dive into ego. Ego is the enemy of wealth. Ego says, I deserve this now. Ego says, I need to prove myself. Ego chases applause instead of assets. You want to build wealth? Kill the ego. Let me give you a mental model that can change how you see money, the margin of safety. It's the space between what you can afford and what you choose to spend. It's why driving a Toyota when you can afford a BMW is a power move. It's why living in a modest apartment while stacking six figures in investments is wise. That margin is your cushion, your security, your peace of mind. Because life is unpredictable. Emergencies happen. Markets crash. Jobs get lost. That's not pessimism. That's reality. And when you've built a margin of safety, you don't panic, you pivot. During the 2008 crash, many people lost everything because they were over-leveraged. Too much debt. No margin. No safety net. Meanwhile, those with cash on hand, they bought assets at rock-bottom prices. Because they had the patience, the mindset, and the margin to take advantage of crisis. So what's your margin? Let's shift to investing. Most people think investing is about being smart, picking the right stocks, timing the market. But the truth? Successful investing is about staying in the market. Through good years, bad years, and boring years. The biggest enemy of your investments is not volatility, it's your emotions. Fear and greed are terrible financial advisors. Let's talk numbers. If you miss the best 10 days in the market over 20 years, your returns drop dramatically. Because the best days often come right after the worst days. But if you panic and pull out, you miss them. So invest with a plan, not emotions. Don't try to beat the market. Try to stay in the market. And remember, building wealth is simple, but not easy. Here's the formula again. Spend less than you earn. Save the difference. Invest consistently. Be patient. That's it. But simple doesn't mean easy. Because emotions get in the way. So train your mind. Build habits. And surround yourself with people who think long-term. Money doesn't change who you are. It amplifies who you are. If you're generous, money makes you more generous. If you're insecure, money might feed that insecurity. So work on your character as much as your cash. A man once asked a billionaire, "What's the best financial advice you ever received?" The billionaire said, "Live below your means, invest early, and never forget that the best things in life, love, health, peace, are free." Let that sink in. Money is a tool, not a goal. Use it to build a life you love. Use it to serve. Use it to grow. But never let it define your worth. So what's next for you? Maybe it's cutting a few unnecessary expenses. Maybe it's starting that emergency fund. Maybe it's finally learning how to invest. Whatever it is, start today. Because the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time? Right now. Remember, you don't have to be a genius to be wealthy. You just have to think differently. And if you can master the psychology of money, the numbers will take care of themselves. If you want to know the number one book that changed my life and made me wealthy, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant holds the secrets to financial freedom and a successful mindset. This life-changing book reveals powerful lessons on wealth, happiness, and decision-making, helping you build long-term success. If you want to escape the 9 to 5, start a profitable business, or master the mindset of billionaires, this video breaks down the book's best money and success principles to transform your life.